Hi there, this is Crow from Global Music Club at 9 o'clock UK or 4 p.m. EST USA as usual every day except Wednesday. And today's not Wednesday, so we are going live with Dressed to the Nines and Alexa, and she's already waiting for us. Hi, Alexa. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. It's
It
Friday.
shows. Yeah, you got the best day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally be out and about and going and preparing myself to dance all night if I was out and about. But since I'm home, I'm just gonna be like dancing to
Dancing.
myself,
Yeah.
like no one's watching.
Yeah. You got
Yeah,
plenty of music on our page.
that's true. That's true. And good one.
Thank you. Yeah. So, wait a minute. You're wearing the same shirt as the last show.
Oh my God, I am.
Come on.
It's really my fault, but I really love this print, and I am constantly being called out about it because people really really like it, and so I decided that I was not gonna bring a new print, that I was gonna honor this print because it's really cool and it's really cute and people really love it because it's like flowers, but the traditional golden earrings that you see in Portugal.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the actual.
It starts with F.
Oh my God,
I got
filigrana. Oh my God,
Right.
yes.
I knew it started with F. You got
With an
it.
F, yeah. So it's like it's
I
like
wonder what people were thinking right now, but okay.
so it's like flowers, but made in like really 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 precise and small like details. So in like filigrane.
Hmm.
In English, but yeah. So people like tend to, and I think it's interesting because it puts together like a funky type thing with very traditional type of art, which is filigrane. I think that's the way it's said, and so I really like it. I really really like it because I'm like querying everything, but then at the same time adding like traditional bits and parts, and I think it's really interesting to kind of be able to put together outfits that combine different types of ideas. So, like I'm a woman wearing a shirt that belongs in the men's section,
Yeah.
but also bringing it in a kind of traditional way because I'm wearing a print that is very a pattern that is very traditional. And last time you actually left me with a question, which was, what is the difference between print and pattern?
Yeah. True.
Remember?
True.
And so I looked it up because I don't have to know everything, so I can Google
Of course.
shit. So I did, and it's interesting because pattern has to do with repetition. So it's the same image repeated.
So you've got a
So
patterned print.
you can have a pattern print
Yeah.
or a print pattern. A printed pattern. Oh my God, that was almost like what's the name?
Twist of the
When you're
tongue.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the print is just something that is printed on. Like it's the way you do it. So
Mhm.
you can embroider it, or you can print it, or you can. So you see, it's very
Yeah.
interesting because we
It is
usually use the word in the same
the same way. Yeah.
yeah, as a synonym, and it's not. It's two different things. And so I was very excited. I was like, oh my God, I learned something today when I found out. I was like, oh, I will never say printed again when I mean pattern. See? I'm
Yeah.
learning. But yeah, I mean, the other day I'm going to bring next time. I'm going to bring a different pattern shirt, and I'm gonna bring that shirt because the other day I've published a few pictures of mine with that shirt.
By the way,
And
we have a viewer saying that you look cool.
thank you so much. And they said, oh my God, I'm so tired of seeing people with the same just plain colors.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see you wearing a pattern. And this tip is very important because I took a long time to start wearing patterns, afraid that it was gonna make people look at me a bit like, what is she wearing, afraid that it would be a bit too much.
Yeah.
But what I've come to realize is that it really is okay to put a print together with other pieces of clothing, especially if you're wearing a very kind of light tone on things. Like if you're wearing a jacket that is very light tone, then you can wear it with a pattern. Usually,
or a pin.
what?
Or a pin.
Or a pin. because that's the thing. Like it's not overdoing anything. And there's also people that actually use different patterns. Like for instance, like it's okay if you use something with a big pattern and then some other piece of clothing which has a small pattern. For instance, you can have trousers with big patterns and then a shirt that has small patterns.
Mm-hmm.
What people shouldn't do is wear it in too many colors, because you already have two different patterns.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't wear two different patterns and then like two different colors or three different colors. You should always combine patterns within the same color frame. So if you're doing pink, I love dressing in pink, but with what people say is a masculine clothing. So I love to wear suits that are pink, buttoned up shirts which are pink or flowery, because it still maintains a bit of a femininity, if we may, but it's still not feminine clothing. Because I hate when people think that women need to be wearing, really high cut, low cut V-neck shirts and stuff like that.
Blouses.
I mean, for instance, it's very different when you wear a button-up shirt like this, or if you don't, or if you untie, immediately it looks different, you know. So I like these little details in order to give a different flair to my looks, because it's interesting to see how people perceive you differently if you have these little changes in your wardrobe. And with patterns, it's just the same. It's a much bigger statement if you wear something with a pattern or not, so if you wear like a blouse or something that doesn't have a pattern, people simply won't really notice you in a way. But then if you do wear a pattern, people will be like, hey, who came to the party?
I think you could wear black from head to toe and people would notice you anyway, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I also look very slick on black, So maybe what we can do is next show, we can talk about different black on black possibilities.
Nice. Yeah.
Because I think that's also something that a lot of people in the music industry like to wear, black on black, and what is okay to wear, what is not okay to wear when it comes to black. I don't think black necessarily makes you thinner, but I think it definitely gives a statement when you enter a place wearing black. Well, I am actually someone that believes colors are super not expected, because if you look at what people wear mostly, and it's like blue, gray, black, and brown. So blue, gray, black, and brown. So these are the four colors that people use the most.
Yeah. Dark colors.
Jeans, dark colors, etc. So, and white, of course. So to just kind of black and white are just the two main colors used. So when you enter a place wearing a red suit or a really bright orange shirt,
Yeah.
people will be like,
Whoa.
not because it's an incredible shirt, just because it's orange and people are not used to wearing colors.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, so next time I'm going to be talking about black on black and possibilities with black, so
I'm
that we can
looking forward to
actually,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show you another of my pins.
Oh yeah, we gotta finish with the pin. Yeah. Always.
And this is like a little heart, and it says queer sex ed for all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something that I really love, because I'm an educator. I'm a social educator. And so whenever I go out for presentations, I always bring this one, because I
Mm-hmm.
want everybody to have sex education, but I want that sex education to be queer and to be talking about all sexualities and all possibilities. So
Yeah.
I'm always wearing that one.
And people are not very open to that. I
At
was the
all.
head of
And it's,
a project of sexual education, and those who should be the educators are the ones who are a bit more tight
yeah, I
uh,
mean, I
on the
understand that
subject.
that
It's
that
not really the teenagers, it's the adults.
yeah, yeah. I mean, teenagers are hungry for that information. They just want to be talking about sexuality. They want to be talking about sex. They want to be talking about how to have good sex, better sex. A sexual life that is good and fulfilling for them. But then I think that most people, in most adults, first of all, they don't talk about sexuality within themselves, so within each other. So there aren't many friends who are talking about their sexual life with their friends. So how are we talking? I mean, about
Yeah.
sexuality with other people, especially kids or teenagers, so
Hmm.
minors. I mean, it's very, very, very difficult to do that, and it's one of my passions, to be honest. It's one of the things that I like to do the most.
Yeah.
It's to be able to talk about sexuality with young people, because I think we are the main gap between you having, fulfilling good experiences with sex while you're a teenager, or not having. So if you don't have adults that will help you and support you within those experiments, within your questioning, within, your doubts, it's you're probably going to have worse experiences, navigating your intimacy and your sexuality. So I think it's very important.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And we're gonna finish with two things. First of all, some people have been asking me, why are you doing a fashion and style live stream on Global Music Club? And so I just want to let people know that, as my associate usually says, there's a logic to my madness.
Hmm.
So in the future, pay attention. And for now, remember that these tips may also be very useful on stage. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Okay. And the second one is something nice I would like to finish with. And I think you like this, Alexa, as well. And just like on the funny side of things, and read you a small text I found on the internet. I would credit it, but I do not know who wrote it. It was posted by a friend of mine, but it's really amazing. And it has to do with our lockdown. So just be careful, because people are going crazy from being in lockdown. Actually, I've just been talking about this with a microwave and toaster while drinking coffee. And we all agreed that things are getting bad. I didn't mention anything to the washing machine, as she puts a different spin on everything. Certainly not to the fridge, as he is acting cold and distant. In the end, the iron straightened me out, as she said everything will be fine. No situation is too pressing. The vacuum was very unsympathetic, told me to just suck it up, but the fan was more optimistic and hoped it would all soon blow over. The toilet looked a bit flushed when I asked its opinion, and didn't say anything, but the doorknob told me to get a grip. The front door said I was unhinged, and so the curtains told me, and yes, you guessed it, pull myself together. And that's just to bring in a small funny
Amazing.
note to the whole situation.
Amazing.
And we will be back tomorrow with Black. Tomorrow is our feature in Goth We Trust. And we'll be bringing Nino Sable over. And you should definitely not lose this one. Okay, Alexa, thank you. And we will
Thank
see
you.
you next Friday. Bye.
Mwah. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye.